Hey guys, Frost here. Welcome back. It's been a while. First of all, I want to apologize for my neckbeard look. I've been busy for the past month. I had to do something with renovating my place and setting things in order to get prepared for the official launch of Classic World of Warcraft. Now, I've been back for a couple of days, and lately I got the chance to play on the latest stress test, the stress test that was supposed to simulate the Classic launch experience, to say so. Today, in today's video, I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the stress test, about my plans for Classic World of Warcraft, and about the servers that they will release on both North America, Oceanic, and European servers. So starting with first, let's talk about the stress test. Now, I did manage to get on the European PvP server called Gehenna's 1 minute after launch. I created a character, I got in, and apparently 10 minutes after the official opening of the stress test, people were stuck in a queue. The queue went high numbers. I think queues were reported to be like 10,000 players, up to 15,000 to a point. Expectation times went up to an hour and so on. And I got lucky. I got lucky both with choosing the server and both with getting in early. People reported from NA that some servers there were offline for about 1 hour, and other European servers had some lag spike issues, random crashes, and so on. My experience on Gehenna's was very good. As soon as I got into the game, I noticed a couple of things. The first thing I noticed was that mobs had dynamic respawn timers, and it seemed to be like an intelligent dynamic respawn timing, because the more people were in one spot, like a full group, the faster mobs were spawning. If you are alone into a corner, mobs were taking their time. Now, it took me about an hour and a half to get out of the starting zone with level 6, all the spells learned, and so on. And the reason why it took so long, it's because I waited for 2 quest mobs. So that was I started in the undead starting zone, the remains of Samuel, if you know, and Maven something. I had to kill a Scarlet Crusade officer. I waited like 20 minutes for that quest only because there were 3 or 4 parties tagging it. I would recommend, if you have to wait the same for a quest mob, it would be better in that 20 minutes to just keep on grinding mobs, because sometimes it can get very annoying. We even had like 2 or 3 rogues in our party, no one was able to tag them. Moving on, my thoughts on the starting zone. It felt easy. It felt easy to get out. I think the layers were plenty, because there were some reports that thousands and thousands of players were logged on each server, and it didn't feel like you had more than a couple of hundreds of people around you in the first zone. Dynamic respawn timers helped a lot to get out of the starting zone. After that, everything became smooth. Once I got to Brill and experienced Tirisfal Glades, everything went smooth. I did manage to get with my mage level 15. I completed the quest. It took me about 9 hours in total to get to level 15. I was, however, a bit tired because I did an all-nighter, and as soon as I got level 15, I leveled the tailoring and enchanting. I deleted my character, and I called the stress test a success, however. Now, some of the things I've noticed on the stress test is that a lot of things got fixed since the beta. So Blizzard had, since they closed the beta, more than 1 month, I think, to fix the bugs that were reported, tens of thousands of bugs, and so on. And the first thing I noticed, the one that was bugging me the most, was the strafing bug. Remember, I showed it in my previous video. The strafing bug, it's no longer there, which made me very happy. Other small things, such as like disenchanting, giving more essences compared to dust, or being a bit unbalanced, like the armors, which were supposed to drop more dusts opposed to essences, now will drop more dust only. Prior was like 50-50. now it seems to be fixed. Other things I noticed, just small bugs, small details. Apparently they worked a lot in trying to fix those bugs. Hopefully they fixed the hunter class. I did not manage to test the hunter. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments if hunter feels different and so on. Overall, I think the stress test was a success. Let's say it like that. And if I managed to get the same experience on the official launch, I think it's going to be one of the best game releases ever in terms of a vanilla server, compared to everything that was out there, private servers and so on. I really hope on the 27 I will have a similar experience, and I hope you do too. Now let's move on with my plans for Classic WoW. What am I going to do? What am I going to play? What professions I'm going to choose, and what server I'm going to roll on. Now I'm going to start with first class picking, and as you know, I'm a fan of a mage. I've been a fan of my mage since I played my very first game with wizards and mages. I have something that I love about the caster class. It has something to do maybe with Harry Potter, maybe it has something to do with magic itself. I am going to play an undead mage, and I'm going to roll on a PvP server. One of the reasons why I chose the mage, even though I enjoy many more other classes to play, is because the mage is more iconic to this channel. The undead mage, it's been an icon for this channel for a long time, and this is one of the main reasons I chose it. The server is going to be a PvP one. We'll get into this later. I am not sure yet if it's going to be NA or EU, but it's about 80% chance that I'm going to roll on the EU. We'll get into this later when we talk about the servers that were released and announced. As professions on my mage, most likely I'm going to pick tailoring and mining while leveling. It's going to be a struggle to keep up mining with tailoring, but from what I've noticed, apparently the minerals in the starting areas, the copper and so on, have also dynamic respawn timers. And while I was questing, even though I didn't have a gathering professions, I noticed a lot of copper ores around, and I'm having this feeling that I will be able to maintain or not lose that much time while trying to keep mining on par with tailoring. I'm going to save all of my mining materials into a bank alt, and once I get to level 60, I'm going to farm my robe of the Archmage, craft it, drop tailoring, pick engineering, and I'm going to end up for a long time with mining and engineering on the mage until ZG patch, where I'm going to drop mining and I'm going to pick tailoring again for the set bonus from the Bloodvine set. Now other than that, my second character, I think it's going to be a rogue. If I'm going to roll a third character by any chance, I'm going to roll either a priest, because I really want to play a healer in Classic World of Warcraft, either a warrior. But depending on how things goes, maybe we'll roll in even more character, but as a second character I'm going to pick the rogue. Because the reasoning is because there's such a different gameplay compared to the mage. Now let's talk about the... Okay, let's explore a bit. What do I want to do with my mage? I want to play from day one until I clear Naxxramas. I want to explore all the content. I want to do more PvP than I did in the past to become better at PvP. I want to obtain rare items, even Atish if possible. Basically, that's my plans for Classic WoW. Please let me know what are yours if you want in the comments down below. Moving on, I want to talk about the servers. They were announced, the name of the servers, how many servers will be for each region, NA, Oceanic, Europe, and so on. I'm going to start with the North American region. They managed to get 4 PvE servers, 5 PvP servers, 1 RP, 1 RP PvP. They listened on that. I'm very proud of that. And 2 more Oceanic servers, 1 PvP, 1 PvE. One thing that I noticed here, I think there are more PvE servers than required. They could have made one of the PvE servers move it to the PvP section, so they would have 6 PvP and 3 PvE. as we know from many straw polls and things we did, that most of the players, 71% of the player base, at least the one that fields service and so on, they want to play on a PvP server, with about 19% wanting to play on a PvE server. So I think they added way more normal servers that are required. I would think it would be a great fix here to move one of the PvE servers to the PvP section. And to be frankly honest, America got quite a good deal on servers. They have a decent number for start. In no way that this is, listen, this is not enough. This is not enough, but I can understand when they're coming from, because they have this new layering system, and I think the servers can host, at least for the first weeks and so on, they can host maybe even 10,000 players, maybe even more. There were reports that some of the people logged on EU on 2 servers like last night were like 30,000 players. I don't know exactly where they were, because once I got to a higher level, the world didn't feel so crowded to see. I'm assuming that there were hundreds of layers, or maybe I was in a layer that was less, a fresh layer that was less populated. Now let's move on to the European, which I think got a bit screwed up. People complained a lot about region language locked servers, and apparently they managed to get their own servers, just like the people that wanted to play on RP PvP managed to get their own servers. So we got a total of 12 servers on EU, 2 Russian, 2 German, 2 French, which is 1 PvE and 1 PvP. That's great for the French and German and Russian speaking communities. They are the most numerous communities in Europe. I think not only France speak French, because on the French speaking servers you can get players from probably Belgium or Switzerland and so on. So the community is bigger. It's not only France. A country does not get one single server. And same goes for German. You get people from Austria, Germany, and many other regions around that are speaking German as a native language. The only problem that I see on the EU servers is that we got only 2 PvP realms. Now those 2 PvP realms, Golemag and Shazra, I don't think they're even close to enough, because the first reason why they're not enough, it's because not every German, not every French, and not every Russian player will want to roll and play with their own communities. And trust me when I say this, because most of them, not most of them, a big part of the French, German, and Russian community will roll on the normal PvP servers. And where do you think people from, I don't know, other countries south of Europe will roll? On Europe servers as well, because I remember my guildmaster back in vanilla being from Killer Manja. I think it's Africa? South Africa? I don't even know. Let's say those will roll on the Asian servers. The thing is that if they release only 2 PvP servers on Europe at launch, they're going to be queues. Let's say that the server, it's mega server and can host 10,000 players at the same time. During the first month or 2, probably there will be logged 30,000 players during peak time. I'm just estimating here. There won't be enough. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to sit on a queue all day. I don't want to wait 3 hours before I log into the game. I don't want to see 10,000 queues, and I think it's a mistake that they only have 2 PvP servers. Now, my initial thoughts was to roll in one of those 2 servers, Golemag and Shazra. Good luck avoiding streamer servers, yeah. And not sure yet which one will be. I will announce it on my Discord, because in 2 days from now, or is it 3 days? On the Tuesday, you will be able to reserve 3 names on the server you want to play if you have an active subscription, and I'm going to do that. Now, please Blizzard, if you can, if you see this by any chance, probably chances are low, please release more PvP servers, because English PvP servers on EU, because I believe that 2 of them are not enough, and I think there's a higher demand that you think for English international servers. Moving on, what are you guys' thoughts about the servers? I was thinking today to roll on a North American server. If the situation doesn't change, until 27th of August. I already made an account for NA. I paid my subscription. I have 2 active now, and I might go and play on NA with Stay Safe and S-Fund and all the gang. They are making a streamer server. If it doesn't change for me on Europe, if they only have 2 PvP servers, I might go there and play on the NA servers, because I just don't want to wait on queues, man. And I'm pretty sure that those PvP servers will be crowded. What do you guys think about this? What do you want to roll? Let me know in the comments. Do you think the numbers of servers are okay? I don't, definitely. I don't think so. I think they're still underestimating the success of Classic. And let's hope for the best. I think this is it, guys. Not sure exactly what more to talk about, because lately I've been feeling like I'm not prepared. Like, I know now, I've been waiting for this for 3 years and for 3 months since the announcement. And you always think that you will be prepared when the official launch will come. But now that we get those news with only 2 servers and so on, I feel like I'm not prepared, and I feel a bit stressed out. And I just want to pull my shit together and make a correct decision. I'm sure everyone wants to make a correct decision in what server they will try to play, on what server they will try to play, on what class they will try to choose. And now that it got so close, it feels like I'm not ready. Although I am hyped. I am going to play this game like a maniac. And if you want to join me on my journey, you can follow me on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Frostadamus, and join the stream. This is it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay frosty.